When you're buying a home, you're not just buying the four walls and the backyard that come with it. You're also buying the rights and often restrictions that come with that land. These are the hidden rules that allow other people access to part of your property, and they can definitely affect what you can and cannot do with your property. Welcome back to Real Estate Simplified. I'm Ali. I'm the co-owner of Home and Capital Realty. And over the years, we have helped so many clients build lasting wealth through real estate and move into their dream homes. And in this channel, I break down complex real estate concepts into plain English so you can make confident decisions, whether you're buying a home or building generational wealth. And today, we're going to break down what easements actually are, why they exist, how common they are in townhouse communities, and what it means for you as a buyer in Ontario. Let's dive in. The official definition of an easement is this: a right or interest annexed to land which permits the owner of the dominant land to impose restrictions on the owner of the servient land as to its use. That sounds pretty legalistic, so let's put it into plain English. It means that one property, the dominant land, has the legal right to use or control part of another property, the servient land. So yes, you may own the property, but in that easement area, someone else, like your neighbor, the city, or a utility company, also has rights that can limit how you use it. Think of it as an invisible carve-out on your lot that says, yes, this is yours, but someone else has a pass to use it for a specific purpose. In townhouse communities, easements are extremely common, with homes packed close together and essential services running underneath or alongside each property. There has to be a system in place that allows access when needed. Hydro lines, water, sewer pipes, and gas lines can run beneath driveways or backyard, and utility companies need the ability to enter these spaces to repair or replace them. And in certain townhouse layout, a neighbor may even have the legal rights to cross your property to reach their own yard or garage. These are examples of permanent easements, which stay on title indefinitely. But in new communities, there's often another type of easement that often catches people by surprise: temporary builder easements. When a development is first constructed, the builder will often register a right of access over multiple properties for a certain number of years. This allowed them to enter backyards, driveways, or common areas to complete unfinished work, make repairs, or deal with settlement issues that only appear after construction. These temporary easements usually expire after the builder's obligations are complete, unlike the utility easements, which are permanent. Once you understand what easements are, the next question is, how do they limit you as a homeowner? The truth is, they can almost affect everything from fences to landscaping to additions. For example, you may not be able to build a fence straight across an easement, or you may be required to include a gate to allow access. Landscaping can also be restricted, especially when it comes to large trees, hedges, or deep-rooted plants that could potentially damage buried lines. And any permanent structures such as shed, decks, or pools are usually off-limit on top of the easement area. Even if you put them up, the holder of the easement has the right to remove them, and you could be responsible for that cost. Easements also come with the right of legal access. That means utility workers, the city, or even the builder, in the case of temporary construction easement, don't need to ask your permission before entering your property to do the work. And how do you find out about easements? These easements are registered on title, so you can ask your realtor or lawyer to check legal description of a property, and you will be able to see whether there are easements registered on the parcel or property. And if you're planning to make permanent structures on your land and need to know the exact location of an easement, there are specific companies or services that can help you determine that. The most accurate would be to get an up-to-date survey. Can you remove an easement? While it's technically possible to remove an easement, it is extremely rare because they are legal rights registered on title, and you will need the full consent of a party who benefits, whether that's a municipality or a utility provider or a neighbor. And since most of these easements are tied to essential services, they are considered permanent, and removal is not realistic in the vast majority of cases. What does it mean when you're buying a townhouse? When you purchase a property, you're buying the property subject to all existing easements. They don't disappear when the property changes hands. They stay tied to the land. And here is where the fine print really matters. Ontario's Standard Agreement of Purchase and Sale includes a clause stating that the buyers agree to accept minor easements. In simple terms, you can't just back out of a deal because a survey shows a drainage or utility easement. These are considered normal, and they are a part of almost every townhouse purchase. To sum it up, an easement is a legal right that allows another party access to part of your land. They are extremely common in townhouses, whether it's for utilities, stormwater management, or neighbors' access. They can limit how you build, fence, or landscape, and they give others the right to enter your property when necessary. Some, like temporary builder easements, will expire after a set period of time, but most, especially those ones that are for utilities, are permanent. And when you buy, the agreement of purchase and sale already assumes that you're accepting them. That is why reviewing surveys, titles, and subdivision documents with your lawyer, it's so important. You want to know exactly what you're getting into before the keys are in your hands. Alright guys, I hope you find this information helpful. Like always, please like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video.